Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome if you're new. So, in meditation today, I was shown a battle, and there was actually two battles. And I was shown the first battle, and then the second battle began. And everybody was kind of like scurrying around, and then I was shown these soldiers that they were a certain bunch that they wouldn't fight in this second battle that was taking place because they were needed at the first one. They were important, and they were to be on the front line to protect this woman in the vision. I assume she was a queen. So perhaps symbolic of protecting the divine feminine, the intuition, the inner knowing. This is a spiritual battle for our minds, for our spirit. And they had a tank, and they were going to battle. And the tank to me would represent like protection, and also, having the capacity to fight back. And then my throat chakra lit up, which is, communication and speaking your truth. And then I was shown all these lights. So the light, I feel like, is just a representation of remembering that you hold that light, the light of the source, God, creator, within you. And then I pulled a couple gateway cards from the I Ching deck, and what came out was breakthroughs, which I feel like is representing how I am able to take my own inner vision and translate it. In order for achievement to be maintained, a new order must be fairly established, expressing and transforming inner truth into a unique perspective. And again, this talks about listening to your own inner voice and finding the insights. I feel like that's really important at this time, that, we can listen to what messages are coming through clairvoyantly, or even through like signs and synchronicities. And then gate number 51 came out, and I feel like this was clarifying some of the vision that I seen. And this corresponds to the arousing, which is the ability to respond to disorder and shock through recognition and adaptation. So in my vision, these soldiers were going to war, and they were able to recognize it and then, respond accordingly. And the competitive power and drive to leap into the world, to the void first. The competitive power and drive to leap into the void first. And I feel like this is a message of, this spiritual warfare that we have going on, and the need to step into your truth and the need to step into, you know, some action here, meaning using your voice, using your light in a way that will help others to see truth. Line 6, I did break down this whole card. Line 6 talks about separation, which is to pull apart. And also in biblical terms, it talks about to set apart for God. It talks about holiness and wholeness, right? Separation. You know, the Bible is always two sides, and in this respect, they're talking about the opposite, separation and holiness. And then line 5 talks about symmetry, which is the quality of being made up of exactly similar parts facing each other around an axis, right? And to me, this sounds like, you know, quantum mechanics, or this small, right, the atom, and how we are made up of these atoms in this symmetrical way. And essentially, you know, we are symmetrical beings made up of all of these atoms, these similar parts, facing each other, right? Facing all of these battles and all of these perspectives. Line 4 talks about limitation, which is restrictions. And I feel like that's an important contemplation. You know, what are your restrictions? Where are you limiting yourself? Line 3 talks about adaptation, which is a change or process of change by which an organism or species becomes better suited to its environment. Okay, so how can, you know, we as a collective make this change to better suit our environment? Line 2 talks about withdrawal or taking something back, and I feel like this is important as well. We need to reframe a lot of things on this planet, right? Now that we're becoming conscious and now that we are realizing our power, how can we make these huge shifts? And it, again, it starts in the inner realms, right? It starts with this inner insight and being able to, you know, transmute these symmetrical atoms that we have, right? Letting go of our restrictions and reframing. We have to literally see our problems dissolve, and instead of focusing on the problems, we need to start focusing on the solution. You know, start in the imagination, in the mind space, seeing solutions as if they've already occurred. And then line 1 talks about reference, which is the action of mentally, or wait, I can't read my own writing. Mentioning, the action of mentioning or alluding to something. The use of a source of information in order to ascertain something or to convince, right? So how can, again, you know, how can we, you know, we've created this whole beautiful, crazy, corrupt reality. So how can we reference it in the mind's eye and start to see it and shape, take a new shape, a new form in which, you know, we can see the true nature of things, the true beauty. How can we, as a collective, start creating from a solution-based mindset? And then I pulled these two cards. We have resistance and beauty. And this is about opening yourself up, allowing yourself to be open for change and for growth. And this is also about, you know, being able to see different pictures within. It's also about being able to see different perspectives. Thank you guys for liking, sharing, commenting. Make sure that you are subscribed and hit the notification bell to be notified of upcoming videos. Love you guys.